So tonight we have an old friend, Dean Cain, returning to the Superman universe, in this case playing Kara's father. And for some reason, the only person with half a brain is the dumb jock. Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing Supergirl Homecoming, episode 14 of season 2. When Alex and Kara are thrilled to find their father, there is a question left in the air. And let's be honest, when Mon-El's the one that seems to be the only one questioning, you have to wonder, how are our brilliant private eye and brilliant police detective and brilliant okay, yeah, she's not a brilliant investigative reporter, she's barely an investigative reporter. Anyway, you look at, how is it none of them are questioning any of this? And this comes at such a poor time, in my opinion. Last week's episode was a comic relief episode for the most part, but it did something amazingly well. And the beginning of this episode did too. The relationship between Mon-El and Kara, that I've been giving nothing but shit since the first episode of this season, was actually pretty good last week, and even at the beginning of this week. And then boom, but let's get into specifics. So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time. So Mon-El has a very simple question. Why is it we trust Mr. Danvers? Well, we have the Martian Manhunter to thank for that. First of all, he's a telepath, so he should know. Second of all, he's someone who was friends with him. Because you see, they saved each other's lives way back when. And that's why John took on the role he did as Henshaw. So, at the end of the day, it really does come down to exactly what Mon-El said. Hey, it's your old army buddy. Well, your old first encounter buddy. But let's take a look at the story that he gives them.
I don't know how long we were rotting out there in the Amazon, but I came to at Cadmus. They saved me so I could save Henshaw. They forced me to keep him alive, to enhance him, physically turn him into the monster he was beneath.
On the off chance you're not in the know, that's because he's known as Cyborg Superman, although I probably would have just called him Cyborg. He's got mechanical powers that allow him to face Supergirl one-on-one, like Metallo.
It is strange seeing you in Henshaw's skin.
I hope I put it to good use.
I'm better than he ever did.
What happened?
And as I've said before, the fact that this actor is being given double duty really says something about how awesome of an actor he is. Because he's not only playing Martian Manhunter, but he's also playing Cyborg Superman. And I'm curious to see exactly how well he's able to hold on to that double standard, and where exactly this is going. Sooner or later, it's got to come down to just one of them. Overall, this was a fun character-building episode, and to be perfectly honest, I'm cool with that. The idea that, yes, there was the whole we need the bomb hunt and the Trojan horse that was the father returning was important, but really this was personal stuff. How does Alex interact with Kara? How does Kara interact with Mon-El? How do Alex and Maggie interact with each other in front of family? And exactly how far does the trust that two friends like Win and Kara that have been friends forever now actually have? And Win also gets a secondary part with how much does he trust his new best bud, Mon-El? And of course, that's an important one, because it also comes into the fact that this new subplot that they've been playing around with since last week's Valentine's Day episode. And I'm curious exactly where this is going with Laura. This entire relationship could be going somewhere as a major plot, or it could just be a nice underline for the Mon-El-Kara relationship. The stronger woman, the weaker guy. How does that play out? And where is the part of the life that Mon-El has in Kara's life? And just like, what part does Win play within Laurel's? But we can get back to that, because I get the feeling this is going somewhere a little later on. For now, I just have a couple of questions for you. How cool are you with stupid actions by smart people? At the end of the day, don't you get blindsided when things happen with people you trust or family members? I mean, isn't it easy to make a mistake when just dealing with someone you love, someone you're close to? Isn't that a regular reoccurring thing on this show? And the fact is that, yeah, they could have called Superman, yeah, they could have mind-read him, yeah, there were a bunch of things they could have done. But at the end of the day, the Trojan horse worked, because no one looks a gift horse in the mouth. Heavily foreshadowed or not, about 3/4 of the way through the episode, our Trojan horse goes off, and we have a knockdown, drag-out fight between Dean Cain and Martian Manhunter. And how awesome is that? looks like a ton of fun. And we have the fact that Dean Cain does have cyborg Metallo-like parts. Kind of like what was thought about way back at the beginning when the whole cyborg Superman was put forward. But it did have a twist that we didn't see coming. And you know what? Once again, the fact that it had to be Mon-El being the voice of reason is kind of funny. But it also comes down to the two cliche moments at the end of the episode. And normally, when I say cliche, I mean, not so good. But this time I think the cliches were well used and, in this particular case, warranted. In order to get Supergirl away so that the cyborg Superman and Dr. Danvers don't have to fight her, they blow up train tracks, putting people in harm's way. And yes, I know, cliche, superhero chooses to save the innocent people instead of fighting the bad guy. But then we leave her sister there to fight them, and she gets away only because she refuses to shoot her own father in the back. And you know what? That's a really powerful moment. You were always the best part of me. I'd understand if you did it. Those would really mess with you if you think about it. Great psychological battles there. Again, throughout all of the big things happening in this episode, it was the little moments, the little character interactions that really reminded me that these writers know what they're doing. You know, like that time that Wynn got everything right and did everything perfectly. Really, Cadmus flipped the script this week. They hit him on a whole new level and changed everything about how things are going to go forward. But at that moment, with all of that happening, what really matters are those little personal connections, the people you have in your life, the ones who can stand by you and hold your hand and say, look, I know you just had a really rough day, but I'm here to help, even if that means just standing here, just sitting here. And that's a really cool lesson, and goes back to that question I asked at the beginning, about what you do, what part in your life they have. I guess we had one last Valentine's Day episode to go, one last question of love. But okay. I also love the fact that Kara was the one that wasn't in the bed when he woke up. For now, we've gotten to the point where I need to ask you to like and subscribe to my videos and share them to build this community, to take a look at all other episodes of Supergirl as they come, and see what Project Cadmus is up as we walk through the heart of the stories we tell. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.